Hey everyone, you know how some writers just grab you? It feels like magic, but I promise you, it's not. It's a secret weapon that all the great communicators have in their back pocket. It's the hidden power of word choice. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to use it too. So let's dive right in.
Okay, so take a look at these three sentences. On the surface, they're describing the exact same action, right? Somebody is entering a room. But just by changing one single word, from walked to strutted to shuffled, the entire movie in your head changes completely. Walked is just a fact. Strutted gives you this image of confidence, maybe a little bit of arrogance. And shuffled? Well, that paints a picture of someone tired or maybe shy.
So what's the deal here? What's going on? It's not some kind of writer's sorcery. It's actually a really fundamental part of how language works. And by getting a handle on just two simple concepts, you can make your own writing way more precise and a whole lot more powerful.
And those two core tools are called denotation and connotation. Honestly, understanding the difference between these two is the absolute key to unlocking what your words are truly capable of.
First up, we've got denotation. Now, this is the easy one. It's the literal, no frills, straight out of the dictionary definition of a word. You can think of it as the what it is part of a word's meaning. Simple, objective, no feelings involved. For example, the denotation of the word snake is, well, a limbless reptile. That's it. It's a biological fact. But let's be real, that's almost never the whole story when someone uses the word snake, is it? And that's because of its much more interesting and powerful partner, connotation. Connotation is the how it feels part. It's all the emotional baggage, all the cultural ideas, all the vibes and feelings that a word carries around with it. So while the denotation of snake is just a reptile, the connotation is so much more loaded. We're talking about danger, treachery, evil, deceit. And isn't that fascinating? How one little word can hold these two totally different layers of meaning at the exact same time. Okay, so that's the theory. But how do we actually put this stuff into practice? Let's look at some words in action so you can see how to choose the right tool for the job in your own writing. Check out this table. We've got three words: thin, slender, and skeletal. Their denotation is basically the same, having very little body fat. But their connotations, they're worlds apart. Thin is pretty neutral, just a fact. Slender has a positive spin, right? It suggests grace and elegance. But skeletal? Oof, that's immediately negative. It makes you think of being unhealthy. The word you pick totally changes the message. All right, your turn. Let's say you want to describe someone who's really careful with their money. Which word do you choose? Thrifty or stingy? Just think for a second about the feeling each word gives you. If you went with thrifty, you're painting a positive picture. You're saying this person is wise, resourceful. But if you picked stingy, you're casting them in a negative light, making them sound cheap and selfish. You see, the word you pick doesn't just describe an action, it passes a judgment. It tells your reader exactly how they should feel. Okay, let's level this up. This isn't just about describing people. This is a game changer for how you frame evidence, especially if you're writing something like an essay or a report where you need to use quotes. You want my single biggest piece of advice here? Ditch boring verbs like says or states. I mean, they're fine, but they're the walked of signal verbs. They get the job done, but they have zero personality. What you want are precise verbs that show exactly what the author is doing. And look at this. Here's a whole new set of tools for your verbal toolkit. Is the author agreeing with something? Use words like confirms or endorses. Are they pushing back? Try disputes or refutes. Are they just breaking something down? Use analyzes or clarifies. Each word has a specific job, and choosing the right one makes your writing sound so much more sophisticated. Let's see a quick before and after. Here's the weak way to do it. The writer makes a claim, the economy is bad, and then just kind of drops a quote in there. It feels clunky, right? Disconnected. It forces the reader to try and figure out how the two pieces fit together. But now, look at this. So much stronger. Just by using a simple, precise verb like explains, we create this seamless bridge between our own voice and the expert's evidence. The quote now feels like it belongs there, like it has a purpose. It's a tiny change that makes a massive impact. All right, one last little test for your new toolkit. Imagine you're writing a formal academic paper on economics, and you need to describe a really big increase in something. Which of these is going to be your best, most professional choice? A, skyrocketed, B, exploded, or C, grew substantially? The answer is C.
Now, don't get me wrong, skyrocketed and exploded are fantastic, vivid words, but their connotations are really emotional and pretty informal. For an academic paper where you want to be as objective as possible, grew substantially is the most precise and professional choice. It gets the point across without any extra drama. So there you go. You now have the core tools. You know about denotation, connotation, and you have a whole list of powerful signal verbs. So what's next? How do you actually make this a part of your everyday communication? Well, here are 3 really simple steps. First, just start to notice. As you're reading articles, books, even just emails, pay attention to the specific words people choose and ask yourself why. Second, practice. When you're writing something, actively try to pick a word that has just the right feeling. And third, apply. Before you hit send or submit, just take 30 seconds to pause and reread. Ask yourself, is this the absolute best word I can use here?
Because every single word you choose is a decision. It's a decision that shapes meaning, that creates emotion, and that influences how people see the world. Your words have this incredible hidden power. The only question now is, how are you going to use them?